Next shift.
I don't know why. I had a hunch that something wasn't working correctly, and I just knew something was messed up, and I'm glad I checked because I realized that I had no mic audio recording. And I would have noticed that 10 minutes ago, but unfortunately I just just didn't notice it quick enough. But yes, you're playing forward and you're on left wing. I kind of already know what happens, right? So in this situation, why does that keep coming up, man? I don't know what that is. All right, I hope that does not come up again. Um, right. Sorry, excuse me. So in this situation, right? Of course, it works out here, but you're better off here, right? Because whenever you work through this play, you have a teammate that is offering this option, and in most situations, they shouldn't be behind 17 for whatever reason here. So you wanted a board bounce out into this direction, right? And I'll show you, right? In this situation, right? It looks like he's going to get there first, and if he angles himself properly, he could probably, throw it out to you. He can take it, develop it, and then like cut you hard. Just there's a lot of options here. So you need to offer him that, and you need to get away from the boards and do a hard bounce, because that's what you're a forward. You need to get into the play. Um, it's honestly unlucky that is it Chief Keef. Chief Keef can't get it through for whatever reason. So cool. Cobham flubs it. Nice. You guys retain possession. Look where the puck goes. It literally goes to the line that I drew earlier. Let's see if I can get it to show up. Yeah, right. That's like literally almost direct. Like if I keep drawing the curve. Um, oops. I only got through 2 minutes of the first period, anyways, so I'm not even that like upset about it. Oh yes. You route all the way out here, and I'm gonna make this part a lot shorter than I did the first time. You should have routed here, right? And I'll show you why. Look where you intersect your like the partner, I guess, if you want to call him that. Your friend, your I don't know. You're gapped up on this guy, right? He turns away from the play, gets shy. Cool. What he should have done was ease up into here, where you would have been once again. And then if you take this direct path through, look where you would have contested this shot that goes bar down into your net. Yep. I popped open a Coke, man. Oh, not bar down. He low-key saved it, but still in it. Okay. I don't really comment much on face-offs because they're always a clusterfuck, so. Damn, man. I wasted 10 minutes. It's okay. It'll make it a bit shorter since I already know what's happening. All right. Um, First of all, I will show you why this play works out bad. So, once again, you default randomly to the boards, right? If you're trying to cut anything, just stay right here, right? You're cutting this drop option. Um, nice. Now you're all the way on the boards, and now this guy has he has the face of his stick ready to take one of these options, right? If he wants that option, now you're not covering it. Cool. Now you're gonna get burnt because I guarantee you this guy's max stamina and can do whatever he wants. Cool. 17 gets in the play, ends up breaking it. Now instead of you turning out this way, now you're taking this long ass route through, and instead of contesting something right here, which is probably going to be this guy sets up, you know. Let's see, what does he do? No, he goes in front, obviously. Okay. So you take the long route. 92 comes in. Okay, beats your other player, right? Beats 25. So now instead of you contesting him before that even happened, now you're here after all of that. And then you turn away from the play. and you are not heads up. You don't have the puck, right? Which means you should never be turning off the play. You should be right here, ready to stick this puck into Narnia. Boom, get scored on. I feel like I explained it a lot better the first time, but I'm trying to make up for lost time, so I apologize. Um, okay, I don't believe I got to this point. Oh, let me go back for a second. There's one thing I should tell you. Um, so whenever you want to be into like getting into a play like this, right, and you're wondering, okay, how do I set up? So if you had made the early turn, right, like I said, to stay relevant, then you could come cut off this passing lane. And 25 is not necessarily covering anything right now, which sure, fine. That is a little bit messed up. But there's almost no chance that this pass is going to go direct to 17. Howie's probably going to interfere with something here, right? So you can assume it's going to be a drop. He's going to take it around like he does. Or it's going to be an option like this. No matter what happens, you have a direct line through 51. You have the passing lane to 3. You have this cut, and then you can always work your way through if he comes out like this and you need to get in front of a passing line item. Like in this position, you have full reign and full control of like of the zone, right? Because you can cut any because Howie is really on this guy. So cool. He guesses wrong. That's fine. He's going to have to guess. So you can't blame him for guessing. Now it's his job to get up into this point, and for you to have been way over in here already contesting him on this climb, where he's going to have to either take you low and cut all of his speed where Howie can catch up, or, anything. There's all that stuff that's possible. So when in doubt, just stop and be patient, just sticking around your forward partners and whatnot, or they're not forward partners, your forward defenseman pairing, I guess. Because if you're all the way in here, you can test them on that. And let's say that the puck gets lost in the corner. Cool. Now you're right here, and you can turn up as quick as you could right here. You know, sure you might have a little bit more room, but the point in which your teammates actually will get the puck, they can't even give you the puck. You're gonna be too far away. So that was honestly a clip too. I can't lie. I don't even know why I record in 120 FPS. I don't even think any website allows me to upload in that, other than like TikTok. Okay, this is what makes no sense to me, right? You you've already you need to this is your guy that you're beating, right? You don't need to try and like beat this guy in any way. Why don't you just come across, right? Right? You have the gap up. You've created a gap, right? Between this guy who is realistically should be already pressing this one. And this guy should be on you. You found yourself in a great position, right? But now you're gonna turn into this guy and completely ruin it, rather than just continuing up the rank like this and allowing for something of such, right? So you guys gonna have to turn all the way around like this, and then you can either climb out on him, depending on what this guy does, or take that turn like that. But you know, do whatever you need. Um, but you turn on the boards, right? Let 17 catch up. And then once again, now this guy couldn't make the early pass. This guy has turned around because he's like, oh shit, I need to actually press this guy because if not, I'm gonna be fucked up coming down the rink with it's gonna be a 3-on-2, so someone's gonna be open. So now, by the time that you actually skate up and get to a point where he can pass it, now you're not even an option, right? He's got to come across. And then this guy, you're going to continue skating up, and then now you're going to be in this guy. Whereas you could have originally just had a one on one, and you don't even need a bunch of passes. You just get out there quickly, get going. That guy can find a ground pass really quick to you, and you just got to catch it. Now, number three, I seriously need to have a word with number three because this guy doesn't know what he's doing at all. He is lost. Uh, who is that? It's a goalie. All right, I'm gonna give him benefit of the doubt. You're open here. You're wide open. This pass needs to be made right now. Okay, you turn out, right? You turn away from the puck. I personally would turn to the net because you can, get a bigger grasp of the situation that's unfolding this way. Well, realistically, it's this way. But you turn away and get this whole view before you finally end up looking at the play. And I mean, you just do whatever makes you most comfortable, but I definitely would remain turning this way because if need be, you can always use the backside of your stick as like a rebound. But you blind yourself to the play until this exact instance where the pass might have already been made. Okay, go. This is a high scoring game. I don't know, man. Just keep turning, right? Take a very hard turn, get yourself back relevant, because you know your teammates aren't winning the puck. Okay. Okay, you know what? Good turn, but I probably would have worked down just a little bit further, right? Because if you come down a little bit more, you can this guy can all it really doesn't matter how close you are to this guy. You can always beat him with a bounce and just going, right? So you want to work all the way down to come in because if this pass comes up short or if anything goes wrong, you need to be able to help. Um, but you take the early turn, and the only way that this pass gets to you if who is this? Is this T Baggins? Right? Okay. He's gonna have to backhand whip this up the ice to you, right? Uh because he's a righty, I believe. Which is probably not gonna happen. Yeah, so he keeps it, right? And then now, if you were still on the boards in the situation, now he has this really just instant, oh, I fucked up option, right? But now he's going to have to rip this on his backhand, which he's already forced into the boards, right? You kind of just have to understand when your defensemen are in extenuating situations, right? And you have to figure out, okay, how can I find the easiest possible pass? And that's an on ground out the boards. Um, but when you get super far away like this, you risk this guy coming and contesting you for it. So I would, just kind of like work, like run your routes, like work through the zone and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So you end up making the push off the boards regardless. Okay, what I would do, right? You have all your stamina. This is a great situation to be, right? Once you see this guy, once you see him make this little ass adjustment, you already know that he's going to pick this guy up. I would instantly, not even, I wouldn't alt, but I mean, tap that. Tap your alt, slow down just a tiny bit. You need to get into this play and staying exactly horizontal with this guy and slowing up instead of speeding up will allow this guy to just make this typical cross pass and then you can catch it and then you've got full reign. You can go shoot, you can give it back to him as he's coming up, But when you speed up and you continue to get onto this guy, you're not allowing for anything, right? Because if this guy's going to shoot, you're going to want to be, you know, already distanced from this guy. You're going to want to turn onto the corner and pick up the puck. You know what I'm saying? My issue with this is you don't have a defenseman anywhere in this vicinity. So that's an interesting, but So he gets the puck back, right? Cool. Let's say that whatever this is, right? If he turned quick enough and you were, out here, you could have moved yourself tiny bit into this. You could have been walking into a shot. Where's the goalie? Look at the goalie. You could have been walking into a shot. Not there. I mean here. And ripped open the completely free net, right? But you kind of restrict yourself. I mean, and he's still sliding, right? He doesn't ult, so he doesn't get to this pass or the hit or anything. But if, let's say, he did, and he ulted soon enough, and he actually was able to control the puck, I mean, this guy's in a better position than you for the shot. Is that Baggins? Why would Baggins be on defense? Who is 25? I think you say who it is, don't you? You do. It is Baggins. What the hell? Okay. All right. What happens here? All right, you've got to get comfortable with your backhand. I can't lie. You're never going to succeed as a forward if you can't make a backhanded goal. And I understand wanting to pivot like this and completely turn, but that restricts. If you do that, right? A good forward will always be able to stay skating forward. And if you can't make this shot with your backhand, whoop-de-doo, puck's in the corner, and you have 3 years to make a play, right? Somebody's going to get open. One of these guys, or both of them, are going to, maybe even three of them. You never know what these guys are going to do. And you have two guys sitting in very dangerous positions. I promise you, trying to make this connection with your backhand and really nailing it in and getting good at it will make you such a lethal, offenseman. You got players like Chipman and T-Baggins, right? I feel like with those guys, it doesn't matter where they are in the back door. If the puck gets in their vicinity, if the puck gets in their vicinity, they're gonna score it. And that's why I'm so apt to pass to them, is because they're never they're just always consistent, right? And there are some times, right, where Chipman might, slip up a little bit, but we're all human, you know what I'm saying? Okay, this is bad, right? What do you notice here? You notice a puck battle, and you never know what's gonna happen. Puck could, sure, it could come out this way. If it comes out this way, bang, done deal. Come back and play this guy. If it comes out this way, oh, now you pick it up. Now this guy rotates around and this guy comes out, or this guy comes in front. You've just got to make sure that you're covering your defenseman when you're on offense. Because if you turn up like this and he gets the puck and this guy's across and this guy's here, well, 30 is really going to have to become super fat and try and, cover both sides of the rink at once. Not possible. 51 gets the puck, doesn't send it instantly. Fail. 3. Okay, see, and I don't even know what the hell's going on. Okay, cool. All right, you just got owned. That's whatever. I would have done the exact same thing. Um, a little trick, right? What Demidov and Bagel have been doing a lot more recently. Go like one tilt backwards this way, like tilt your stick this way. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna draw it. Tilt this way, right? Go one back, so it's like this, and then just wedge it up against the boards and let it glide up your stick, right? Because that's you literally are almost going to be protecting it every single instance. And if this guy wants to start fiddling around with the puck, he's already not on the boards and he can't come directly into you because of him. So it's a pretty good situation if you just get yourself closer to the boards and really push it up there. He makes a pretty good guess. 6 puck away. Nice, good bounce. Why do you even bounce? You bounce and then you turn back to the boards. So you slow yourself down by doing that. You just keep going straight. If this is where you want to be, stay on the boards, by all means. But if you're trying to get out to this position, right, because you know there's two random defenders here and you've got this guy with the puck, then I mean there was just a clip today where and you can look at Ren's TikTok, right? I might even pull it up for you right now. Let's see. Let me make sure you can see
Try
this.
to redirect, the old tip drill.
Bagel
But so
just
far,
alone working through everybody, right? And if you're V, right, and you're not on this guy, look what happens.
no connection. Here's Bagel.
He blows through the slot instead of slowing up here. And watch Doug. Watch those two defenders who were just sitting randomly behind them. Watch.
As he works.
Oh my goodness. Holy. Let me back up.
As he works his way around, leaves it for Doug.
Literally anything can happen. Right? And you've seen this guy's capable. This guy's capable. You cannot underestimate people, right? It's very important. Uh if 92 picks this puck up and works his way in, this is a like at least a he can work himself across even and has this guy, right? Bad situation. You got to work yourself through into the play. 92 gets the puck, right? And he's not, sitting right next to 17. Bad situation. You guys definitely are conceding a very, very good shot. It even allows them to get a good shot anyways, right? Because you are not ready to instantly take the pass. That's fine. I like this challenge, right? Right? You stick your stick out, you preload it. If he takes his stick off, boom, you've got it. This is great challenge, right? Because if he comes this way, you've already got a guy coming through, and then you're also going to be covering this option if it comes back, right? As a forward, I always like pushing them into the corner because my defensemen, they can just come in and play that instantly. Because someone's normally here to protect this, which there's two of them looking at it at least, and then you've got this guy playing this option, right? So whether or not you knew that, this is generally a safe bet. Cool. It gets picked up. 29 did come in and come play that angle, like I said. Nice. You tried to play the drop. They're stuck on the boards. Finally, they get out. Goalie sticks it away. Cool. Nice. Good job. Once again, you angled him correctly. You're just preventing anything. That's good angling. Great touch. All right. What a fucking play, Geefsneef. Great pass. I don't even know if I would have. I think I would have overcomplicated this. Yeah, I definitely would have. That's a great pass, Geefsneef. Whoa, a lot happened there. It was 5 seconds. Oh, no, never mind. I thought you were 30. Hmm. All right, I can understand your confusion in that situation, and we'll talk about it. All right, quit routing to the outsides. You literally, I know I'm not going to talk about it anymore, but I would just say, I'll just tell you when you're doing it so you can notice the amount of times you do it. But there's nothing happening over here, and there will be nothing happening over here, right? Anything that's going to happen here, you can also do over here, but nothing is going to happen in this position, right? Anywhere above this line, it's not going to be over here. So come route onto the defender. Right? I feel like if you take that early line to get to this, like, or to get to him at least specifically, because let me go back. Right? You make this weird cutout to the boards. If you just keep going down, Jiffril does slow up a little, right? He comes out, he slows up, boom. Now he comes in. If you hadn't, meandered and whatnot into here, then that straight line's definitely much quicker. My brother. I mean, give your like I said, give your teammates the benefit of the doubt, right? Hard situation. It does look like 17 might get the puck, but I mean, then again, he has possession of it to begin with, so you never know what's going on here, right? 17 could be bodied off, like just on this, like the puck, like his stick could be here. He could have the backhand of his stick and pull it over and rip it through, or 17 could be pushing it, and Howie is, he's the one, he's the stationary person. 17 is trying to act on the puck while 30 is actively moving, like the puck is moving exactly where 30 wants it to, and 17 is trying to contest that, right? For some reason, it's not a 50-50, even if your sticks are perfectly flat, right? There's always some random stuff in putt going on. Give your teammates the benefit of the doubt, and if you like, sure, if you have someone like right here, turn back, fine, right? You're not like super open, but in this situation, I would just go, right? Like, if they're gonna do anything, this is gonna come out the boards to this guy, and then cool, just turn back and come play number 3. You got 25 climbing out and out already. You could have been in this play on that puck. All right, good turn. Baggins does a good. Okay, whoa. All right, you don't have someone that's up here helping you. Who's your defenseman? It's one of them. They turn off and come all the way back, right? So what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to take this like kind of turn, right? You're gonna want to turn with him because he can always come around. Fine, let him come around. He's gonna come onto the same side as number 3. It's gonna be a less effective play. But what you need to do is kind of just, remain with him and stay in this passing lane all the way down, right? So he doesn't get an easy ground pass. You want him to have to lob the pass and make it difficult in some way. Try and prevent him from making this pass in any instance possible. Right? You literally just full bum rush, 28.6, you're using stamina. You are pulling yourself so far out of the play, right? Nice. Now 51 has beaten 2 of y'all. Boy. I mean, my brother. How about your teammate 92 sitting completely 2-on-1 in the zone? Interesting. Good pickup, I guess. Not sure why he did that. Alright, since this is the fluke, I'm not gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. I get you don't want that to happen, right? In this situation, what you should do is do a tiny little tap, right? Get your stick neutral. And what you need to do is you need to don't like follow through. You're gonna tap the puck, right? You're just gonna slightly like hit it. And what that's gonna do is gonna leave it in. You don't want to come directly across, right? You want it to do like the same direction as this. It's gonna be hard to draw it for me, but you're gonna want it to come across-ish. Not. Can I? Is this a? No, I can't draw a line. Damn it. All right, let me lock in. Kind of like that, right? You're just going to make this almost the same angle. Just go neutral and hit it across, right? Or flat stick. What that's going to do is you're going to get a really controlled, small, graceful tap. And Chief can come in and shoot this. The goalie's going to have to he's going to have to move himself. And what you have to do in this situation, after you make this play, you have to get ready for any sort of rebound, right? Because no matter what happens here, you're going to want to be routing yourself into the goalie for a rebound of any sort, right? If you get the shot, if he can get the shot, right? I would try and just, what do you do? Okay. I don't know what this is. That didn't even look like a real effort for like a pass or anything. I'm probably only going to do 2 periods. No, I don't even know if I can do 2 periods. I think I'm just going to do 1 period since this has been so long. Geefsneef. And you can submit more in the future, but there's just like so many intricate details that I've had to talk about because obviously you're new to this. Not necessarily new, but you're actually seeking help now. So this is, I mean, it's a decent pass, but obviously it's just too late. Too much shit has gone down, right? It's in late fashion, whatnot. It actually sneaks all the way through, so that's great. So then what are you gonna do? Amazing. You're gonna pause right here, and you actually skate too far through. What you need to do is you need to like literally have turn towards the net, right? Let's say this puck goes on net. You're gonna want to turn and face the goalie, watch the puck come at you, and then you're gonna try and stick the puck in the net. Either that, or you're gonna pause right here, right next to the goalie, and stick it in. Right. That's the only way that you're gonna do this. And you can't play that, but wow, what a save from Jeffro. Oh, what the hell? Did he bat that in, or is it on the ground? Fucking save from Jeffro's still great. Okay. I mean, sure, bro. I will go comment on every single goal that is scored the rest of this game, though. Let's see. What should you have done different here? Just so that you can start thinking. All right, in this situation, right? You're getting mad swarmed. Just forehand it through the boards if you want. Like, not on the ground, sorry. On the ground. I can't draw, man. On the ground. And Chief can come get it whichever direction you want him to. It can come all the way around if you want slam it extremely hard. And I would raise that. If you want it to come around to him, you're gonna want it to go like at least one tilt, and it should hopefully glitch against the boards and speed up for no reason. I don't know why it does that, but anything on the boards just goes so quick. Or if you're uncomfortable with all of that, just take it out a little bit and then slam it down the same boards, right? But right here, you're no stamina, you're not fat. Oh my gosh, man, I keep going onto my other monitor. You're not fast, no stamina. You're not going to beat these guys. Neither this guy, right? You've got to weigh your decisions. What you do is you lose a lot of speed, come out and cut into your own teammate, and then this option opens up regardless. Chief Keef is already ready to get this and ready to get this. If you had chosen any of your teammates in this situation, you could have kept possession and stayed in the offensive zone realistically. Okay, cool. Now it is let's see, what is this? A 2-on-2? Just about. Nice, great D from Howie. This is fine, right? You're routing onto this drop. Fine. Why did you leave him? Where are you going? Why? Whoever told you to always be on the boards, you need to stop listening to them, because that is literally only for like breakouts. Like, sure, if this is your teammate coming to get this and this is the ops, fine. If you're going to sit over here on the boards and wait for this, that's good. But you're going to the boards and you don't even have the puck, and the play is not even on your half of the rink, right? You're just doing this because you feel like it. Don't do that. Quit doing that. You're now so far out of the play. Now the puck comes all the way out, and then you don't even stay on your player, right? The guy who you would have been originally defending by being over to this side of the rink. So now, what is this routing from your team actually? So 25. Okay, 92 just shakes 25. That's fine. This is so confusing to me, right? Uh-oh, how far back did I go? Okay, we're good. Oh, I can go back 10 seconds. I didn't know I could do that. Okay, right? Like this situation, you're on 25. Now you turn up. Literally stay on this guy, because if you come and get this guy, 25 is going to stay with this guy, and they're going to come get them, right? You need to know when you need to just turn off, and let the pressure stay up, because this guy's going to turn. He's going to get forechecked by Chief, and I guarantee you going to make some stupid mistake. And none of them are going to be open. You're going to be gapped up on this guy. 25 is going to have seen that you got on this guy and know that he has this guy back here, so he's going to come get this guy. And 25 is going to come play this guy, and Chief is going to come play this guy, right? It's going to be a great setup on like against their breakout. But now, nobody's covered. 92. Oh my gosh, man. The pass gets made, and the 92 bounces after the pass is made. I don't know, man. It works out for y'all. I'm glad. Okay, you turn the correct direction this time, which is interesting to me. I'm not sure what happens here because realistically, he should keep coming this way. Right? I probably wouldn't have turned so early. I would have continued looking at the goalie, right? Because anything can happen here. Right? And if they're gonna shoot it on the net, right? Like a typical, let's say Beavers fashion, they're gonna shoot it on net, and then you're gonna be here with your forehand smacking that junk in like Ratty does, you know, sitting at the top of the. What even? Where is he at? Let's see where Ratty's at. Let's look at the top performers. You got Ratty 38 points, 18 goals, right? And what Ratty does, and Ratty will sit there in front of the net like this. Someone will shoot it, Mitsa will shoot it, the goalie will block it, and it'll come across him. And he's skating across, just getting those really consistent goals that nobody else is getting. There's very few people doing what Ratty does. And I'm not knocking him for what he does, and I'm not saying that he's less of a player or he's less efficient or he's just getting free tap-ins, right? Because nobody else is doing it. What he's doing is more proficient than anybody else. And his routing allows him to do it, right? But Chief doesn't take the free look, tries to cut inside and work through everyone. Not going to work. Gets sicked off, cool. If you continue going through even, you have a better chance of getting this, right? Like if you had just turned in and slowed up and turned around to look at Chief after he made this bad pass or bad play, your backhand would have been sitting here, right? Ish. Like this is you. And then this is your stick, right? And your backhand is ready to skate into it and slam it on net, you know? I have a goal just like that. Can I the puck ends up sneaking past this guy, right? Which is what happens with you.
Oh.
And, you know, I have my backhand, right? Because we're opposite. We're opposite sides. So I know I have a lot more speed working through here, but, you know, if you turn this way, you would have had boost to work with. But I had boosted into this angle because whatever happened here was bad, right? But I'm just trying to explain this to you. So let's just look at the situation as it is, right? If you had worked your way through and turned, you could be pushing through this even closer than I am now. I'm pushing from all the way out here. Realistically, if you're looking from your from your perspective as a righty and me being a lefty, and then right, I climb out onto it, and they're not close, right? Because they got beat, so it doesn't really matter how fast you're moving as long as you're able to skate into the puck.
Oh my!
And then what I do is I get the goalie to dash, right, because he's going the wrong way. Right, that's what you could do, right? If you're backhanded, right? Let's go back to what you're looking at. This is what I'm looking at. This is what you're looking at. If you had worked your way through and then came across it, you would definitely be able to. Okay, I don't know what I was talking about. This is a crazy cut. But my roommate walked in, so I had to talk to him. So excuse me. So I'm just trying to justify myself. I don't know why I'm explaining myself so much to you, but realistically, you cut across this. The goalie's gonna dash again to try. I mean, look. This angle's already open. The goalie has pre-dashed to already get to this angle, right? If you've got this is in relevance to the puck, not even to you. This is in relevance to the puck. Where the puck is, it's coming this way, right? So if you are able to climb out on this because you already pushed through here and made that early turn, then cool. You're backhanding this in the net, just as you see right here. Where is it? Why can't I find it? Metal. Ugh. All right.
God.
Just like that, right? Sneak it in on the back of the net. And for you, you're going to be coming across like this, using your backhand, slamming it this way, you know? Typical, right? I like to use some resources to explain my thinking. And I want to show you like real life examples, right? And show you that I'm not just saying stuff to say stuff. It genuinely works. And if look at the goalie before he dashes, right? And for me saying that you're gonna have enough time to make this move, if you keep pushing through at the net, right? Like if he lobs it on, like which is what you would probably expect in a situation where there's 1, 2, 3, 4 players looking at him, that I would expect to be pushing this way and looking for a rebound like way over, right? Or coming this way and making that turn, like I said. So you have a lot of time, right? But he makes that stupid turn. Let me go back. Let me count the seconds for you. Right at this initial 25, right? You start to make your turn, right? But if you keep pushing through, you could have pushed through, made your turn, and been climbing out by this point now that you watched Chief walk in. Cool. Now what does the goalie look like? Now you get a glimpse of the net. You get to see exactly what I saw, right? If you're on your backhand, you just pull that directly at the net, and it's a free puck, man. What's going on? I thought oh. Well, I'm really dragging this out so long. My next VOD review for you, if I do another one, or if I'm the one that does it, it will be a lot more concentrated on just, you know, very specific things. You know, I don't even know what to tell you here. I don't know if I'm qualified enough, man. This is a million. This will 1 million out of 1 million times be the easiest pass to make, right? I think you're very set in stone in getting the puck in your forehand, and you've got to get rid of that out of your brain, right? You're so locked in on trying to get on your forehand that it's causing you to make rash decisions. When realistically, like if you're opening yourself up to anything, where in this situation, right, if you're coming across and finding this option, because of course he can try and make this pass, right, but it's a difficult pass. He's looking at the goalie, he's not looking at you. This is him with, you know, having glanced at the map, trying to make a smart decision. And in this play, Jifro can come stick anything here, and the only way that this is going to get to you is straight through his body, right? This is his only angle of anywhere through this, like, of anywhere through this whole thing. This is what it looks like. Right? I'm going to fill this in. Fill this in. Here we go. Right? And it's even tighter. It's even tighter. Right? This is what you're looking at. This is what you're looking at. He's not even looking at where you are, and this is what you've got as your angle. It's got to go right under Jifro in this area of his. This is where you basically can't get, like on you. This is your area. So this simple option, right? Just I give your teammates the easiest chance to make the passes possible. I might be nitpicking here, but I'm just trying to make you the best player you can be. Okay, cool. So that's the first period. Okay, there's a goal scored. Where is it? Right here. Let me back up and actually watch the Let's watch how it develops. Okay, you're on defense. Nice. You wrap back on 51. Good. Okay, nice teammate leaves it for you. Good beat. Okay, issue number one with this is in this situation, you need to ult instantly, full stop, 0 kilometers an hour. This guy needs his back option, right? He needs to be able to give it back to you. Because if this guy ends up getting too quick for him, his only, like, and he gets his stick in front of him, he might block a pass, right? If Howie wants to get the pass out of here, it might get blocked. You know, he might not have this option. So a back on the wall would be a good option for him to take. But so it does get taken. I cannot believe that. All right, interesting. All right, okay. Well, I can just watch this in 4x actually. Use my little premium status. Huh. Let's look at this. Okay, this is a good pass, right? It doesn't come instantly to you, right? Because this is a good play to be in. And the reason why this is like good is because they're gonna start doing this, right? And then you're gonna be free. Um, this is how the Hooks have scored in the past, right? We had a really hard games against against. Actually, you know what, Geefsneef? I am gonna show this one to you too. All right, you know what? I lied again. I actually have no. I recall the play extremely well, right? I would draw it up for you, but I don't know where it is. Um, this is exactly what it looked like, right? Zam was our defender. He had the puck here. He sent the puck up to V, and V was here, right? And here's Trev, right? And instead of going straight up to Trev, where realistically he can come in, he gives it to V. He lobs it overhead a defender. V picks it up here, makes the pass up to Trev, and Trev has completely free range of the net. And I cannot tell if he actually scored or if it hit the post or something, or if Skull made a crazy save. But I love, I just, I don't know. I like this. I like this play, right? Now it's up to Chief to turn out, right? Try and break these guys off and then give you the easiest angle possible, right? So that's what you're looking for. I mean, the pass is late, in my opinion. Pass could have come way earlier. There's no reason for him to. I mean, it's not even a backdoor option. Like, the goalie's going to dash on it, right? Some late reactions, but it's whatever. Hey, if it were you in net, you would have already been on it. All right. This is already way too long. This is not my best work. I got thrown off because of missing the first 10 minutes of that. I don't know, that just pissed me off. Messes up my mojo. Let's see what happens here actually. Oof. Yeah, this looks fine. Um I mean, you do what you want. If there's a way that you can, if you know that you can squeak through a little further to try and get him to dash and then shoot the corner, like that's like reactional shooting, which is what Owen does and how he scores so consistently because he knows where he wants to shoot it, and then he gets the goalie to get to that position. Um, but you know, with the forehand, man, you can honestly just neutral shot. Like it'll burger flip. You can get it to burger flip into this spot pretty easily. Shooting like this is very follow through oriented, and it's honestly really hard. I like that decision. It doesn't get to him, but All right. Now what happens? Oh my gosh, you go to OT? Are we serious? Backdoor. Okay. Wow, you guys conceded like 3 backdoor goals that game. Okay, then where's the OT goal? Oh my gosh, you guys won? No, bro, don't even tell me. Ooh. All right. Good pickup. What I would have done, I would have just taken my, like, got onto my backhand and then back to my forehand and moved it through, right? Because in this situation, right, you cut up really close to him. Cool, keep coming, keep coming. Unless you make this instant cut and you push it in, like Mitsa would push it into himself, right? Pull it this way, this guy would turn, and then Mitsa would pull it back, right? And then undress him. Unfortunately, you're not Mitsa, right? So if this guy just swings his stick around, right? Jeffrill's a lefty. Okay, I will. He's not a righty, so he's not won't necessarily always be able to get this, but in any situation, I'm ulting and I'm instantly getting this puck. Especially right there. I mean, like, even if he doesn't ult, his stick would have gotten it if he just put his stick there. You get a little bit lucky that Jeffrill's not really defending you. But beautiful shot. I mean, it's a neutral stick shot. You burger flip it directly into the corner. Amazing. I mean, that is so nice. Like, if you had taken him around this way and shot that into the opposite corner, I would have been like, damn, what the hell? So, I mean, there's a little bit of whatever the fuck going on right here, but, I mean, crazy shot. Backhander too, bro. Start ripping him from your backhand. Great job. Good plays. Obviously, I pointed out multiple things to you, but moral of the story, route backwards. Stop doing this. Work your way into the zone on defense and try and stay relevant into the play, right? And then, yeah, I mean, like, just everything else that I talked to you about, like, that's, like, everything. I mean, because people absorb knowledge differently. Certain things stick with you more than other things. So, obviously, you know, me personally, I pick up certain things from VODs. Some things I don't pick up. I don't know if there's anything that you noticed like yourself doing and you don't really, and I didn't really talk about it, or like questions that you have that seem like there's certain things that you can look at that don't make sense to me that I'll look at and be like, oh yeah, well, I mean, you did blah blah blah, and like fine, it made sense as you did it, but you might still be confused about it. Of course, don't hesitate to ask about it. Anything else? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, good job. Good job.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.